to some new people that had joined the juice. And as I'm like a buyer of our product, I'm trying to think of, if I'm in my shoes, like how would I want to be approached? And like the things I just kept coming back to with what we're doing and who it's a great fit for is the person or the marketer who has that long-term mindset. And like, this is like a topic as I'm trying to figure out like new marketer, old marketer. It seems to me that a bunch of these new marketers, the people that are kind of creating frictionless content experiences, that are prioritizing jumping on people's podcasts, this and that, it's these people have this long-term mindset that it's all of these things that I do, it might not generate immediate results, but over time, these things compound, and then it will lead to the brand that I'm working for be in a better light. And then ultimately, if our brand based on these activities over a period of life is in a good place, we're going to begin to build trust with the market. And then once we establish trust, then people are going to be coming to us from a place of authority. So I just have had this like moment of realization as I've been thinking about all the marketers that I've talked to recently, but like that makes sense to you from like there's long-term, long game marketers, and then there's the short-term transactional marketers.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in concurrence with you. One of my favorite quotes comes from Naval Ravikant, the CEO of AngelList. He has the statement that goes like, play long-term games with long-term people. So that's something that I truly believe in. And something that I, internally I share with my colleagues is another statement that goes like, nature uses its longest threads to weave its tapestry. That's how it's going to be, right? So at the end of the day, you want to build relationships with people. It's not like, yes, short-term things are also equally important, but those short-term things need to be steps that contribute to what you want to achieve in the long term. That's how it needs to be. But it's not like, hey, I'll do these 10 hacks to achieve this. That's not going to work. Like the more, and over the last 12 years, what I've realized is that the more you try to hack the system, the more farther that you're getting from your prospects and customers, because you're missing the opportunity to create trust. But at the same time, I also want to say that you need to make sure that while you do this long-term thing, you need to make sure that you're using that opportunity to help your prospects and customers and your target audience understand why you do things in a certain way. Now, there is a lot of confusion on one side where there's this huge buzz in the valley where people are talking about, hey, you know what, create a category. But the point is, when you are a smaller company, when you're trying to create a category, it's too difficult. It takes a lot of money, a lot of investment, a lot of PR, lots of different kinds of stuff. It happens when you start with identifying a small niche to whom you really resonate the best. Identify that niche, identify the message, and that's where you start stuff, right? So once you start there, then you start expanding. Now, if people tell me that, hey, you know what, Drift did a great job. Again, look back what they did. When Intercom was really a unicorn, Drift came in. They started with a narrative saying that, hey, you know what, we are only for marketers and we are only for salespeople. So they said conversational marketing. They did not say we are a revolutionary chat software, right? That's where they started. Then they said conversational sales. And now they're saying that, hey, you know what, this is time that we have done all of these things. Now we have to unify this and make a category. And that's when, after all these years, now they're saying that, hey, you know what, we are all about revenue acceleration. So that's where they've ultimately landed. So I think that's where it is. We need to understand where we are right now. And we need to, one thing that people need to be very clear about is that what you are today is always going to be a moving goalpost. You evolve and your customers are also going to evolve. And as long as you're being transparent about who you are today to your customer, things will always work. I would rather go into the customer and, on a call and say that, hey, you know what, you're right about these things. There are a few things that you're asking for we don't have today, but this is where we are coming from. This is our roadmap. If you believe in us and if you think this is, you align with this ideology of where we come from, then let's work together. But at the same time, if X, Y, and Z is what you're exactly looking for, then that particular competitor is a better fit for you. And I would always say that they are good. Maybe you can take that. This is not for us today. And people appreciate that.